In Vernon, Court Smith, CHBC News.
A new staff report is expected to take several months. Well, BC winemakers have been complaining for years about an outdated Prohibition-era law that prevents the sale of wine across provincial borders. But changes could be on the horizon. Last week, a private member's bill was introduced in Ottawa asking for an amendment. And now the leader of BC's official opposition is speaking out. Eric Cito reports.
In order to have a successful wine, Christine Coletta has to overcome many hurdles. Rain, wind, anything Mother Nature can throw at her. But one hurdle she never expected to encounter, a bureaucratic one.
It is really due time. Come on, let's get going.
Under Canadian law, Coletta is not legally allowed to ship wine to any province in Canada. Created during the 1920s, the Prohibition-era law acted as an interprovincial trade barrier. Prohibition is now well over, and the law hasn't been enforced for decades. But carriers that would be transporters of the wine won't do it because it's still considered illegal. Coletta says it's time for the federal government to amend the law.
If we were allowed to ship to individuals a case or two a year for personal consumption, it would really help us be more competitive and allow us to expand in a very small and safe way.
And it appears momentum is moving in that direction. Earlier this month, Conservative MP Dan Albis introduced a private member's bill to amend this law.
Today, we've gone from having 20 wineries in BC to now over 200. Now, that's thousands of jobs that are being created by the wine industry, and this is a good way of allowing those small family wineries to expand their market to more than just their provincial borders.
Even BC NDP leader Adrian Dix is urging changes. Today, a letter was sent to the Ontario provincial government asking them to pressure the influential Ontario Liquor Board to get on board with these changes.
A big problem and a big impediment, we believe, has been the Ontario Liquor Board. They've just finished an election in Ontario, and I think this plan, this program to allow more free trade in wine within Canadian provinces for local consumers would be good for us.
If people are interested in Canadian wine, it really doesn't matter if it's from Ontario, Quebec, the Maritimes, or British Columbia. I mean, we really need to support Canadian producers, Canadian agriculture, and this is one way that we can do that.
Officials say it could take up to 12 months for the changes. For winemakers like Coletta, it's better late than never. In Summerland, Eric Cito, CHBC News.
In financial news tonight, the Canadian dollar jumped almost a full U.S. cent today as the currency drew strength from moves to shore up Europe's banks. Details next on our financial report. Mike is back with the Okanagan forecast when CHBC News at 5 continues.
Tonight's financial report is brought to you by Vicky Presley of Odlum